Picture this, if you will. Tomorrow visitors arrive. Not tourists from Brussels or Tokyo, those we can handle usually, but travelers from the stars. One elegant vessel drifts down, humming quietly as if parking outside a bakery. What follows? Pandemonium, naturally. Supermarkets stripped bare of baked beans, a worldwide shortage of tinfoil hats, and a sudden boom in conspiracy podcasts. Within hours, social media would fracture into factions. They come in peace, versus they've come to eat us. Versus they don't exist at all, wake up sheeple. Humanity in a nutshell. At first glance, it would be chaos. But sociologically speaking, such an event could be our species' greatest wake-up call. Suddenly, our borders, disputes, and petty squabbles seem rather like children bickering over who gets the bigger biscuit, while a thunderstorm brews overhead. Consider pandemics or climate kerfuffles. Those nudged us, reluctantly, toward cooperation. But an alien encounter, that could catapult us into genuine unity, if only because it's terribly inconvenient to face the unknown while still arguing about fishing rights in the North Sea. One imagines world leaders convening at once. A giant Zoom call with extraterrestrials beaming in. The aliens, in perfect English, or worse, in perfect PowerPoint, say, "We come in peace." And we, scrambling, reply, "Lovely to hear it, though we should warn you, our traffic is appalling." But behind the awkward, small talk lurks a profound truth. Any beings capable of crossing interstellar space almost certainly outmatch us in intellect. Humanity must look like an adolescent species. Clever, noisy, and rather too fond of sharp sticks. Yet the potential is dazzling. Shared knowledge might leapfrog us centuries forward. Imagine. Cures for incurable diseases, solutions to energy crises, or instructions for finally fixing printers. Or perhaps simply a fresh perspective that our divides are small and our potential vast. And then there is 3i Atlas, another wanderer from the void, an interstellar object tumbling toward our sun even as we speak. Scientists aren't entirely sure what it is. Rock, relic, or something stranger? Could it harbor microbial life tucked away in frozen cracks? Could it be a fragment of some long-dead world? Or, dare we say it, a probe tossed into the dark with a message in a bottle for whoever might stumble across it? The universe enjoys such riddles. It dangles mysteries. Oumuamua yesterday, 3i Atlas today, as if to remind us that discovery is always just beyond reach. Perhaps Atlas is nothing but an unusually shaped rock. But even that possibility, that the cosmos throws rocks from one star to another, expands our sense of belonging. Meanwhile, on Earth, we stumble over simpler truths. Our planet, for instance, round as the evidence overwhelmingly suggests, and yet some of us remain unconvinced. Imagine explaining that to our extraterrestrial guests. Welcome to Earth, distinguished travelers. Do mind the atmosphere, the gravity, and the ongoing debate about whether this entire sphere is actually a pancake. We are, in many ways, a species of contradictions, brilliant enough to split atoms, stubborn enough to argue about horizons. But perhaps that is part of our charm. To an outside observer, humanity must look like a jumble of contradictions, petty yet kind, violent yet hopeful, squabbling yet capable of astonishing cooperation. And herein lies the paradox. Aliens might not see us as rivals nor as prey, but as something else entirely. Cousins, younger, clumsier, and still finding our way. One wonders, would they laugh at our absurdities? Would they marvel at our music, our art, our peculiar habit of making entire television shows about people baking cakes under time pressure? Would they roll their many eyes, if they have eyes, at our politics and ask, "This is the best you've come up with?" Perhaps, but perhaps they'd also see our potential, that we are, despite everything, endlessly curious, that we dare to look up at the night sky and imagine what lies beyond, even while forgetting where we've put our car keys. So gaze upward, dear listener. The universe is watching us, whether through telescopes of distant civilizations or through the silent glide of 3i Atlas slipping into our solar neighborhood. The question is not merely, are we alone? The question is, are we ready if we are not? One hopes when the day comes, we'll choose alliance over annihilation, that we'll invite them in, offer tea and perhaps biscuits. And in doing so, we might finally see ourselves not as fragments, but as one, a single, peculiar, resilient species under an endless, star-strewn sky. Until then, keep your kettle warm. You never know who might drop by.